Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another TC Talks podcast. We have started once again to actually bring it to you weekly now, which is good. I mean, we've done 2 weeks in a row now, Stu?
We are forming.
I mean, we may as well be podcasting pros. Now,
I know.
you might think things look a little bit different currently on the screen if you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube. Actually, we don't do it to YouTube anymore, do we?
No, we haven't. No, we didn't get many hits on YouTube.
No, we didn't. But if you're watching this back on the VODs, you might notice something a bit different. If you're listening to this on the podcasting apps, wherever you may be, you probably won't notice anything different at the moment. But we have a very special guest today. A very, very special guest today. And I'm not going to big him up or anything because I don't want to do it too much because, I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want to embarrass him in front of all of his nearest and dearest, shall we call them. But we have the one and only JoeR247. Welcome to the TC podcast, my friend. How are you?
Click out for me there, then. I don't know about you, Joe.
What's that?
Where's he gone? He's back.
I'm still here. Here.
You might hear a voice.
Professional.
Well, everybody on the stream could hear me because I made sure that I listen back to make sure that the people can hear me. So it's our connection that is the issue. But guys, I did actually just say welcome to Joe. So Joe, how are you, buddy? Are you well?
Hey up. My head doesn't fit in the frame right now because of your kindness.
Because of my kindness?
Yeah, you were saying nice things about me. Is that normal?
I was. I always say nice things about everybody.
I'm not used to nice things. It's normally wobbly or Mrs. Joe being mean to me.
Well,
so
this is it. I want to make sure that you're nice and happy and that you're not going to get roasted too much.
You're being nice, getting the ugliness out early.
I believe in the sandwich method of critiquing. You sandwich a bad thing in between two good things. So the start of the podcast, I'll be like picking you up as I have been, and I'll do the same at the end. The middle bit, not so much.
It's kind of a good cop, bad cop I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you've got good cop and grizzly cop on the screen at the moment. It just reminds me of a scene out of Hot Fuzz. You both know Hot Fuzz at all?
Yeah.
A long time ago, yes.
Yeah, I've got the sound on here, but you obviously won't hear it. And he's like, "Oh, Officer Cartwright's got something you never have." And obviously Simon Pegg's like, "Oh, what's that, sir?" He's like, "A great big bushy beard."
I'm getting one
Slowly, yeah.
I
think we might have to make it a prerequisite that to come on the podcast, you have to have a beard or of some facial hair of some description.
This is 8 weeks hard work, I'll have you know.
8 weeks. Oof.
Yeah.
That is how if I was waiting 8 weeks, I would be a wreck. So
I'm proud of my hard work.
Well, that's it, and so you should be. So obviously, this is the TC Talks podcast, Joe. For the people that are listening for Joe, I will give you a little bit about this. Essentially, we are Thumb Culture. We run a gaming website on the internet, do games and news and reviews and previews and things like that. And essentially what we do is we have this Twitch channel and we raise money for charity. Now, bear with me a second. My oven is beeping, so I'll let Stu carry on telling you all about us. Bear with me a second. The cookies don't want to burn.
It's turned into MasterChef right now.
Yeah, pretty much. We are out cookies, actually. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a bit well planned. Anyway, TC.
Can I just step in? Do we get cookies for taking part?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, I don't have any. I mean, surely the guest should at least, right? At least. I mean,
if you go on Jonathan Ross, there's normally like drinks provided.
Yeah, perhaps we should send them 5 weeks in advance to know where the post is. Oh, there we are. Look at them. Oh, me as well. Look at them. Oh, they look pretty good. Yeah, don't burn your mouth on stream. Don't be doing that. Well, I would be straight in there if that was me.
You can't see him now, but he's scoffing a few.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
I'm back.
He's back.
Yeah, look like meatballs. Unfortunately, Dan couldn't make it. Carl, as you know, well, we were going to have a 4-man podcast tonight, but yeah, we're down to 3. So hopefully Stu let you know all about us and the fact that we raise money for charity, with this year being an epilepsy charity. So all of our revenue that we do on Twitch all goes to charity, which is one of the wonderful things of us. So, without further ado, let's crack on with our welcome segment of the podcast, which is effectively where we usually catch up on what's been going on in the last week with ourselves. So, we'll start with Joe. Joe, what have you been playing? What have you been up to?
What have I been playing? Well, I have been playing. I only really tend to play games when I stream. And at the minute we've got a mixture of Saints Row 3 Remastered. That came out Friday, was it?
It did, yeah.
And that is brilliant. I know you guys reviewed it and said it was also brilliant. So, thumbs up all around there.
This is it. Thumbs. I like it. See what you did there.
See, I meant that. Playing that, doing it co-op with Wobbly Redman, who's in chat. Hi, Wobbly. Yeah.
I did enjoy the dildo fight.
Yeah.
So what, have you never played Saints Row?
I own all of them. Don't think
Right.
I've ever played them.
You should play it because it's the only game that I know of where you can smack each other with a big purple dildo.
What's more to love than that?
That sounds pretty awesome, that is, doesn't it?
It's like a normal Friday night in Cardiff, that isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we've played about 5 hours of that. Spent about 1 hour doing it seriously. The rest of the time in the dildo off, which
That sounds like a fair
Yeah, I like it.
it's brilliant game so far.
Right,
And then
I'm beeping again. Bear with me a sec. Carry on.
beeping.
Yeah.
We've been doing some SnowRunner again, another game which you guys seem to love.
Yes. That looks like Ice Road Truckers, the game almost.
Pretty much.
That does look good.
It's weirdly tranquil to play.
Yeah. I guess it would. Do you literally drive for miles as well in it?
No, it's not miles. It's like a big grid map,
Right.
and it's just really slow to get around because obviously there's big mud, big obstacles to climb through. So you're spending a lot of time doing 2 miles an hour, wiggling back and forth to get out of a bit of mud, and not using your winch a lot. But it's bizarrely very satisfying to get stuck in a mud patch for 5 minutes and then get out. I mean, you've only gone about 10 yards, but yes,
Yeah.
freedom.
Victory and also.
But, yeah, you get a big open map. Do this, bring this crap here, this stuff here, get upgrades.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's addictive.
Yeah.
I think I've played about 7 hours and I've done about 6 challenges.
Nice.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And
Was
then
that SnowRunner?
Yeah, SnowRunner.
Brilliant game.
And then I'm playing through Sniper Elite 4.
Yeah, this guy streams on the Rebellion Twitch channel.
I
That's
love
one.
Sniper before. Loved it.
And I've got a button on the stream deck which has a nutshot counter because, is there any better place to aim than another man's gentleman area?
Do you know what? I have
this is
me
it.
and my mate played co-op through that and the DLC, and the first thing we ever did when we got the Hitler bit, I actually got him, no word of a lie, in the testicle.
In the one testicle.
In the
Yeah,
one
because
testicle.
as we all know, Hitler has only got one ball.
Yeah.
The other, according to the popular tune, is apparently in the Albert Hall. I can't confirm nor deny the location of the testicle.
I've been to the Albert Hall, but I didn't see that.
You'd think that would be something that they would make a big deal about, though, wouldn't you?
Big plinth outside the door.
Yeah, like probably not golden plated, maybe like bronze plated. Just this plaque. Hitler's testicle was here.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Too much of a tourist attraction, I imagine.
Well, we will find out at some stage in our lives, I'm sure. So
yeah, Sniper Elite, SnowRunner, Saints Row.
there we go.
It's not a bad combination.
Stupid.
Varied one.
Well, that's it. I have to admit, though, that is a varied, like you say, it's a varied collection of games.
That's different genres there, right there.
I mean, you're bridging the gap of almost a variety gamer there.
Yeah.
That's what I pretend to be.
Well, this is it. Stupot, what have you been up to?
So I've actually played Zombie Army 4 finally, because it's now finally come down in price on the Epic Store. It took a long time to come down, but yeah, we done 4-player co-op. That was
4-player.
You didn't invite me.
Sorry.
That sounds crazy.
It was madness. It was just all zombies from all angles. Like, what's going on? It was amazing, absolutely amazing. And it still had the feel of Sniper Elite, where the smoothness of it, but it was a little strange brigading because it was just all these zombies coming at you. And you had to kind of take them down and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And my other time has been Elder Scrolls Online. Getting up ready for today's DLC Greymoor launch, which only finally went live at 6 o'clock this afternoon after some errors, classic launch, issues. Yeah, apparently they messed up and accidentally gave everybody Greymoor for free without a restriction on it. So they took the service back down after realizing, and then came back up at 6.
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah. So that was unfortunate, but yeah.
Someone's head's going to roll for that, I would imagine.
Yeah, some dev is going to get a bit of a kick in.
I doubt Bethesda have got many devs left of this, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, perhaps they won't get rid of it, I suppose. But
Jim over there in corner.
Yeah.
So I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls, most of the weekend on Elder Scrolls, getting back up to that, and can't wait to play Greymoor. That's my thing. What about you, Stu? What have you been up to?
Do you know what? I have been playing. What have I been playing? Animal Crossing.
You know, I haven't touched that in a week.
I'm now in the process of now sculpting my island, and I've got great plans for it. I've been playing F1. Thanks, Carl. Also, just want to say a quick hello to Wobbly Red Man, Mrs. Joe, and Ogre from Hell, who have slid into the chat.
Oh, no, not Mrs. Joe.
Yeah, Mrs. Joe is there. It's all right.
She's probably playing Animal Crossing while watching this.
Well, to be fair, I'm surprised I'm not. I'm taking this one seriously.
Yeah.
Usually I am switching hand.
Out away camera.
It's literally here.
Oh, yellow.
Yellow. Oh, yeah. I've been playing, and you, Carl. You always get a hello. You're a regular. F1. Been playing F1. Streamed the F1 Racing League on Sunday, which was great fun. I'm trying to think what I've been playing. I reviewed a game last week. SnowRunner hasn't just come out, has it? Did that come out on Friday?
A few weeks now.
Maneater.
Yeah, Maneater.
Shout boys.
Maneater. That's the one. Great game. A bit repetitive, and that's why I only got a silver award. But it's one of those games where it was just a good laugh.
It's
really
unique.
Yeah, I think that's the one way to put it. It's unique, and it's one of those games actually where it does get better towards the end.
Okay.
You know, aside from that, the usual Modern Warfare. I've been dabbling around in that, and I've done always getting killed. But yeah, kind of just a bit. It's one of those. I kind of just dip in and out of games. I'm hoping we get a game through in the next week or so for me to review. Can't really say what it is.
What's coming out?
Lots is coming out. You've got The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, that.
Which they've been distributing review codes for already.
So that is actually coming out now. Then it isn't going to be delayed.
Yeah,
okay.
It's actually coming out.
On PlayStation.
Ghost of Tsushima is coming out on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
The Tour de France 2020 game. I mean, that's obviously got to be on everyone's radar, right? And the one that I'm waiting for most, and I'm just going to pause the music for a second. Pro Cycling Manager.
Oof.
Oh, that sounds like a time sinker right there.
I mean, that's the game you want to play, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh, we got Dan in the chat.
Football Manager, but bikes.
Basically, yeah. You manage a cycling team, and what have you. Lumix YouTube, come on. See you later. I'll gift you a sub or I'll mod you, but let's be honest, I'm just going to ban you.
I was just going to do that.
Nobody wants to see that kind of crap in the stream. If I wanted to buy viewers, I know where to go.
I'm adding that to the question later for Joe.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
on adviewers.com.
The adviewers.com, yeah. It was adviewers.com, yeah. That's the website.
Look.
Yeah. It's actually my website. No, it's not. But yeah, so that's kind of where OnlyFans. Wow, that's where you can get some viewers from. But yeah, that's essentially been my week, really. I've been trying to make more of an effort in networking recently. One thing that's fallen away from my priorities recently has been networking, sitting in people's streams, chatting to people on Discord, interacting with Twitter and things like that. So
memes.
basically, yeah. So I've been trying to sort of get my face out there. I've also in a couple of Discord communities changed my nickname to actually Thumb Culture. I think sometimes when I go into there and I'm Biomarvel, people don't always have that same association with the fact that I'm Thumb Culture, whereas a lot of other people, obviously like Joe, yourself, a lot of the other guys that are in chat that stream, they go in to the Discord channels with their Twitch usernames. So
I'm trying to change my username to JoeR247 brackets Wars on TC Talks.
if you really want to,
Right, deal.
yeah, change it to whatever you want.
A badge of honour.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
Also, I don't know if Joe mentioned while I was disappeared, he is also, that's not what Wraith does to you, by the way. It doesn't give you a numb tongue. But he is also a Wraith. Do we call ourselves Wraith partners?
I keep saying Wraithist, which I think is wrong.
I mean, like I said to you, say that in a Chris Eubank accent.
So yeah, Wraith partner, I guess, affiliates. I don't know.
I do need to get some of this Wraith stuff and give it.
You do. Use code THUMB. Use code THUMB for a lovely 10%.
Yeah, I should do it because I am a GQ user previously, and that's blooming expensive.
Yeah,
Really
UK
expensive.
company as well. UK company.
Yeah, so that's a bonus then.
So Bartledub, Dan, you need a webcam. Yes, you do, mate. Yes, you do. We can't constantly have your image up. That's not that one. I think I've actually deleted your image because
deleted him.
yeah, we had an image basically last week when Dan was on the podcast. Joe, we literally just had a picture of him.
Oh, I saw. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Ben, welcome into the chat. What are we chatting about? At the moment, we are chatting about not a lot. Mrs. Joe, come on, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Oh, look at that! It's a 15% code over there.
Come on.
He's a bad one. I didn't tell us to do that, honest.
Come on.
Oh.
You've got a WhatsApp. You've got like a WhatsApp group down there. You're like plug mine. Yeah.
She's now banned.
Yeah. You're banned. You're banned for no, you're not. You're not banned. We try not to ban people from the channel. It's rude.
Mrs. Joe is special exception though.
Well, this is it. I got it wrong anyways. This is it. But then obviously Joe was the one that came in with the right one. Really, he should be the one that gets banned.
So do I hang up or do you hang up?
I don't know. How does that work? Do I hang up? Do you hang up? Are you Marcus Rashford or something?
You hang up first.
Yeah. No, you hang up. No, you. I could do this all day.
He's pulling kissy faces, all the viewers.
Yeah. Let's try and catch up. So Joe is sponsored. Yeah, I had to remove your face. I can still change my background to your face though, Dan. So don't panic. Platinum Rider, welcome in, buddy, to the chat. Apparently, Dan's going to change his wallpaper from me and Stu to Joe now.
Oh.
Let me smile while you do it.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
I like it. So let's crack on. Let's cover gaming news. If I had my reverb activated on my voice mod, but voice mod seems to be sending my microphone a bit funny recently. I don't know whether it's. I blame Stu.
Blame me, might as well.
Or, ladies and gentlemen, we could. Joe, it's
Blame
your
Joe.
fault. Yeah, the chat got a nice little voice clip though.
So if you got it for real, it's fine.
Oh, yeah,
Bonus.
this is it. But yeah, in gaming news, so I'll hand over to my partner in crime. Come on, Stu. What gaming news have we got this week?
Well, it's not a huge amount. It's just interesting stuff, I think. Have you ever heard of Skyrim Grandma?
Yes.
Ever seen Skyrim Grandma?
Oh, yes.
Shirley Curry.
I saw
So this week she announced she's basically getting bullied from her videos of Skyrim because she's not playing it correctly, according to some people, and not got the right mods and not wearing the right armor. And that's not what she wants to do. She just wants to have fun, play it. In fact, she's role playing the game, so it doesn't really matter. She just wants to look cool. But yeah, she is basically told that she used to do one every day, to be fair to her, which is crazy. So fair play to her. But yeah, basically, she just said, I'm wasting my time and it's stressing her out from all these negative people. What a bad lot of people to go. She's 82 years old.
Yeah.
What?
82 years old.
Yeah,
Playing
82
Skyrim. That'll be
years old.
me if I live that long.
Who have you got to be to do that to an 82-year-old lady who just literally wants to role play games because she likes to have it? Like,
Yeah.
Troll's gonna troll.
yeah.
Do you know, I
it's just
think that's the
sad.
problem, and you know, and it's sad. It's like when you see all these war vets playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, and people like trolling them and stuff. It's just like, if an 82-year-old woman wants to play Skyrim, vanilla, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever the terminology is that right?
It
Stu?
is.
Is that the
Yeah,
right terminology?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct. Yeah.
PCMR. If he want, you know,
Skyrim's got some very questionable mods, and I don't want an 84-year-old woman saying that.
I mean, I'm sure she's probably seen more in her lifetime than we have in ours
I'm
put
all
together.
for her seeing the mod where it turns the dragons into Thomas Tank Engine.
Yeah,
That I'm fine
hilarious.
with.
That's hilarious.
Some
That would be
others-
amazing.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
want to sing.
Well, she just literally playing the game. She's role playing it because she likes playing the game. I just don't get people sometimes. I really don't.
No, that's it.
I really don't.
That's it. Yeah.
You need to get
it's-
into ESO, don't you? That's what you need to do.
That's exactly what it
Message her, say,
Yeah.
hey,
Look.
I've just started back on ESO. Fancy coming for a dungeon run?
is. That's exactly what I would say. Yes.
I did. Yeah.
You know? And then it'd be like that time when you streamed Warcraft and you got hit on by one of the other characters.
I did. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Wasn't that on one of the charity streams as well?
It was actually the charity stream. Yeah, streaming World of Warcraft. I got hit on by one of the other people who random dungeon run me.
Did they donate though to a charity?
They did
They
not.
did not.
Oh, dump them, don't want to know.
No. No. Yeah.
I know.
Not really.
I know.
random. And talking about ESO, as I mentioned earlier, Greymoor is live today. 30-hour DLC with storyline based in the Skyrim world. It
How bad
is
is it?
humongous. It's massive, but so much going on. It did have issues earlier, as we discussed, but it is live.
So-
Definitely check that out.
ESO is ESO free to play?
So you've got to buy the base game, which is like £7, and
Okay.
you can play it. There's no subscription
No sub,
to play
okay.
it. You can put a sub. It's got ESO Plus, which allows you to have all the DLC to play per month.
Ah, right, got you.
And you've got like this thing called like a materials bag. So when you get your different materials to do your different potions, it goes in a separate bag, so it doesn't count for your normal inventory. It's limited to like 100.
Ah,
So it's just some perks like that. So it's cool if you go, I want to play for the month. I don't want to buy all of these DLCs. Pay is the $8.99 a month, and you get it all.
so it's not as bad as Fallout First then.
No, no, not at all. No. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. My last little bit of news is kind of a weird one, actually. Of course, we've all heard of Fortnite. Humongous. But I don't know. It might have dropped down a little bit now.
No, I don't think so.
But it's still floating up there, isn't it? But recently, Christopher Nolan actually premiered his latest film in game.
What?
Yep.
Yeah. They've done a load of events like that, haven't they? They had that.
Yeah.
Was it that they had that Marshmallow concert?
Yes. That was in there
Before.
as well.
Obviously,
Star Wars.
yeah, the Star Wars tie-in, which
Star
really
Wars,
pains me.
Marvel as well.
Major plot line in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Just got revealed in Fortnite and never mentioned anywhere else.
no,
That
it
annoyed
kind of glossed over, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, the amount of audience that Fortnite pulls in. I mean, you can see the benefit of
Yeah.
doing that kind of advertising.
What film was it?
Tenet?
Tenet. Yeah, Tenet, which is out in July and is still scheduled to come out in July as well.
Yeah, I think it's one of the only games that has stuck to its release schedule.
Yeah.
By releasing it via Fortnite.
yeah.
Basically,
Like that.
yeah. And apparently they're going to do another event where they're going to feature a full film inside Fortnite as well. So people can come in and watch the film with Chris Nolan in-game.
Do you reckon he's going to have his own skin as well?
He has to, right?
Like made up for it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they've already got it ready to go. But I don't know. But yeah, it's quite interesting with the marketing where it used to be, obviously you used to go to the cinema, you used to see, oh, it's a game trailer, but now where they just flipped it around, it's like, we're doing trailers for films and games. What's going on here?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that kind of thing, to be honest. I think that...
I don't know if I'd ever install Fortnite just to go and watch a trailer.
No.
So, is this in its own separate mode?
No, basically what they'll have is one of the areas in Fortnite used to be like an old drive-in cinema.
Oh, right.
So that's where they had one of the events previously. The Marshmallow event was a new area that was kind of like made for, like, I think it was season 2 or something, and then they converted it into the dance club type thing for it. So that's kind of what they tend to do, is they tend to convert
Yeah, I can't see
one of the locations.
But that would make sense if it was kind of like a drive-through kind of thing. That would make kind of
Yeah,
sense.
so they put it up on a screen, and in fairness, when you actually see it in action, it's actually quite impressive. But it's
So what happens?
Fortnite.
I guess you can't be killed during this, because otherwise you'd miss it.
Do you know? I think it's. I'm not sure
It's
how
a
it
special
happens because
mode,
I've
I guess.
never been to one of these events.
No.
But I would
Where do you buy
imagine.
tickets?
Well, this is it. Yeah. How do we get in?
I feel old.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you go to a club and you sat at the back thinking, nah, I just want to go home and sit in my slippers.
Yeah.
You know.
and pipe. Don't forget the pipe.
Yeah. I'd have one of the bobble ones though. There's health and all that.
Yeah.
But I would imagine they would either disable killing in that area,
Yeah.
or it would just be like an unwritten rule where
I
you
think,
don't
you know,
kill
like
people.
different modes and stuff. From previous, used to have a mode.
Yeah,
to go to
I
that
think it's
kind of-
usually in like creative mode or something.
Yeah, something like
Imagine
that.
a really good bit of a film comes on, and then you get killed.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
so funny.
I know.
You're like,
No, I'd be the one doing the killing though.
Yeah.
I'd get like a grenade and just roll it up to behind like a crowd of people.
everybody dies.
It's a
It's
shame
a
they're
really
not
sad
showing.
scene.
Yeah.
And you're being in the corner being teabagged.
Yeah, you turn around and you're like, what? Yeah, I think that would be
that's all my news for this week. That's the stuff that's caught my eye this week.
right. Okay, let me. I've got a few minutes on the news segment.
News box.
That's it. So what have we got? I had an email come through earlier today. So we've got some new stuff in Red Dead Online, which is fine. Razer have released a Gigantus V2 mouse pad.
Ooh, how big?
It's big.
mouse
It is a mouse mat. It's a 3XL. It is 1.2 meters
Sounds like a pair of trousers.
by basically half a meter.
By 500. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a bit bigger
Well,
than what I
yeah,
got now.
It's 1200 by 550.
Yeah.
I need a tape measure.
It's massive.
That
Take my word for it.
Oof.
Sounds good.
Well, press the lid.
It's not a charging mat, I don't believe.
Oh, that
I
was
believe it is just a. Yeah, I don't think it says, and it doesn't say anything about a charging mat. But to be fair, for $49.99 US, I doubt it would be a charging mat.
No, not for that price.
I'll stick to my 10 quid one off Amazon.
You know what? I'll stick to my custom-made one,
I have a Steel Series.
Thumb Culture one, Team Yellow.
I was just thinking, is this podcast sponsored by SteelSeries? Looking at the
I know,
cameras.
we all got
I
a
know.
Steel Series headset.
I know. It could be
SteelSeries, please
Steel
sponsor.
Series or Roccat, because my whole keyboard and mouse setup is Roccat, but then I've got Razer
Steel Series
as
keyboard.
well, and I don't know. It could. I
I've just
mean,
got
if
pretty lights on it, it's fine.
that's it, if they want to, I mean, fair play. You know, if they want to sponsor it.
Just
In
do a
response,
podcast inside profile.
yeah, that's it. You know, I don't have any RGB on my headset, on my Steel Series. Yeah, but then isn't it weird how you buy the top headset that they do and you don't get any RGB?
Because it's professional.
It is profesh, and apparently RGB is not profesh. In response, Platinum Rider, to your question about Lego Star Wars earlier on, there actually hasn't been any news on that since the May the 4th key art that they released. So, yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that it all has gone a bit quiet on that one at the moment. There's not even been a date for it. Let me see. Where was that email? It was to
It's
do.
the trick, not tying in with the DVD release of the
Well,
latest film.
This is it. Here we go. Koch Media, or Koch Media, however you want to pronounce it. They've secured the exclusive distribution rights for the Intellivision Amico hardware, games, and accessories. Now, obviously, that's one of these new retro, new style consoles that they're bringing out. So yeah, and that is where you're wrong, good sir. Well, according to Games Press, there hasn't really been anything. I think you pronounce like cough. I like to thingy. Oh yeah, but that's on their Facebook page. This is official press releases. Yeah, this is official press releases that come through. There's always bits of information that they're releasing out, but I mean, you know, what do you want? Do you want screenshots or what? But yeah, apart from that, it's relatively been a bit of a quiet week.
Yeah.
Oh no, those images are officially released. No, I can appreciate that, but they are potentially images that have been released in their asset pack, and if that makes sense, so there won't be like enough to warrant.
We don't really know, do we?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Warner Brothers, what do they call it? Press website, basically. So it's one of those. We don't tend to get a lot of emails and press releases unless like new information has been thrown out there, which is a bit frustrating because there's so many streams of information where you can get screenshots and things like that from. It's one of those where you could spend all day, you know, you could literally spend, well, yeah, this is it. You could spend all day just trying to find all of these things, but you know, other news, Fujin, Shiva and Robocop have been added to Mortal Kombat 11. Anyone plays that?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm just having a look.
Mega Drive.
I saw some gameplay of Robocop versus Terminator. It's what you'd expect.
Yeah, not great. Lords of Exile on Kickstarter has been the first milestone to fund that production. If anyone's interested in that, there's a trailer on there, or support the Kickstarter. I actually backed a Kickstarter this week. Not a Kickstarter, but it was an Indiegogo. Mm. Yes, and let me try and remember the name of it. I think it's called Death Matter. Yeah, Dead Matter.
To Google.
It's, yeah, to Google. Dead Matter. It is a zombie survival game. They've been releasing a load of vlogs, and it's been in the making for a long time. So apparently it boasts true sandbox survival.
So it's not single player.
It's single player, yeah, at the moment.
Okay.
There is multiplayer as well.
So it's not PvP.
No, there is PvP on it as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
they're basically, I think, taking DayZ and just kind of diving more
Refining
into it. Yeah, like you can have hunting, farming, camping, all these different areas as well. They're going to have full mod support of everything. Like cars and stuff are going to be there for you to drive. You know, all of this kind of stuff. But from what I imagine, from what I remember, is it's sort of quite procedural, I think. So there's specific areas that are in the game, but they spawn in different places.
Looking at screenshots, and there's no zombies on it at all.
No, I know.
Weird.
I know. In the vlogs, their screenshots, they've kind of just shown off all of like the locations and stuff like that, which is great. But yeah, like you say, you want to see the zombies. But yeah, so I've signed up to that on Indiegogo to get into the closed alpha. I think they're releasing soon. But I've got 2 keys for the closed alpha as well. So
it's a roguelike, cool.
Yeah. It does. I mean, from watching it in action, they have put a lot of effort into it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it might be absolute tosh. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those where you got to take a gamble now and again.
Yeah, I gotta say I kickstarted Calm Again.
The original.
Yeah, remember they came back in it a few years ago. Yeah.
Oh, that amazing re-release that they did.
They done such an amazing job on it. They redid it again and gave the game for free. Gave away the game for free, basically. Wow. It was horrendous. So disappointed. I loved the first when it first came out. Oh, the second one, that was me.
They released like loads of them, didn't they?
Yeah, there was a couple of them, and then they sold a license to who was it? Can't remember the company. But then they had like a racing game, it was purely racing game, and then they bought the license back, tried to make the game. Yeah, it's poor. Yeah. It was so bad. Oh,
I don't see who they sold it to.
Yeah,
So, I want to say like IDOS, but I don't think it is.
Oh no!
Selek Varan, thank you very much for that follow. You get the amazing alerts there, and I managed to get the Capagen working. Yay!
Oh.
Which is great because I've also got it on a button on my stream deck. Oh yeah, I do enjoy a Capagen. But yeah, so apart from that, I mean, news-wise, it has been a bit slow.
Yeah, and it is going to just the situation of the world right now. It's going to take about till next year to get some big stuff. Perhaps.
Whoa! Last of Us isn't big stuff.
And on PC, don't care.
Ghost of Tsushima is not big stuff.
And on PC, don't care.
Death Stranding coming to PC, not big stuff.
Oh,
Horizon Zero Dawn not coming to PC, not big stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. That is big stuff.
I can't even. I wish I had to go and check the cookies now. To be fair, I mean they're cooling over there, just over there. So if I disappear all of a sudden, they've got crumbs all in my beard. You know why. No, none of that is big stuff. Platinum Rider. Come on then. What are you waiting for? What is your big stuff that you're waiting for? Come on, pray tell. We need to know what you're waiting for. I want Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
You haven't had the first one yet.
Well, obviously Ogre is a PS4 player.
Ogre has every game in the platinumed.
Yeah. Joe has crumbs in his beard all the time.
It's a new beard. It's not long enough to get crumbs in yet.
Have you got enough cookies for the whole class?
We discussed that. There's no cookies over here.
Yeah, there is, but I don't think they'll make it that way. Lego Star Wars, yeah, okay. That is. I am looking forward to Lego Star Wars as well.
Can we have a contactless cookie delivery?
I mean, I can try and feed them to you like on the screen. You know what? I wouldn't do that because I'll ruin my monitor, and I like my monitor. My lovely 32 inches of curved goodness.
Curved.
Yeah, I'm fancy. To be fair, I bought it because I was using my PS4 on it and wasn't thing. Also, this is it.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is coming out. Duh.
Valhalla has actually piqued my interest. Actually, yes.
Assassin's Creed has piqued your interest.
I see something about that regarding rap battles.
Rap battles?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something about Assassin's Creed has rap battles in it.
I don't really know how that would work. Would that be like
me neither.
a quick time event and you have to pick different lines?
Is it like the old Dance Dance Revolution game?
Yeah. I think rap battles. That would be.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla will feature Viking rap battles.
Viking rap battles. I can't say I've ever heard of Viking rap.
No.
Probably don't want to because it's mainly the metal that is.
True.
Viking rap battle. Okay.
Did you discuss a bit about Cyberpunk having customizable genitalia?
That is amazing, isn't it? Right, I need to find horrible histories Celtic both battle.
Like why? I don't really understand. I guess because they can.
Got to appeal to somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm just actually not really interested in Cyberpunk. I'm probably one of the few not interested, to be honest.
You're not alone there.
And you're secretly hoping for a new farming sim announcement. Well, stay tuned because we do work with the PR for farming sim. True story, I went to the Farming Sim 19 launch a couple of years ago, got to play with some pigs and some sheep and drive big tractors, which was brilliant.
That's life goals there.
Yeah, if you... do you know what? It's my channel. I'm going to self-promote my own channel. But yeah, Cyberpunk, do you know what? I'm looking forward to it to a degree, purely because I think that it will be... I think it'll be good. But my issue is, and this is purely my issue, I think it'll be too much like The Witcher in terms of actual gameplay. Obviously, it's going to be in the future and everything like that.
Future Witcher.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm not playing The Witcher, so I can't comment.
Well, I tried and couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where, you know, I'm hoping that it's good and it does its thing and it's going to be hunky-dory and cushy and pucker and all that great, you know, London stuff. But is it going to be enough to warrant me spending that money buying it and playing it? I don't know, is the honest answer.
It goes on offer.
Yeah.
It's just going to be one of those ones, yeah.
It'll be free on Epic in about a year.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They'll realise that they did so well when the Witcher TV series came out that you know, it wouldn't surprise me if there's already a Cyberpunk series in the making.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe actually. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, there was, and they had to stop filming.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Because the
obviously.
world ended.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite ended. I mean, we're pretty close, but you know, we're not quite there yet. But what we got, The Last of Us. Ogre from Hell is looking forward to The Last of Us. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm quietly looking forward to that. Put in our review request email for that today. It's a long shot. Trying to ask Sony for anything, but you know, doesn't hurt. You got to be in it to win it, haven't you?
Exactly.
So how do you review a game that long?
You play it lots.
Fair enough.
You find someone in the team who doesn't have a social life, or a family, or a job, and ask them to play it.
Who likes games?
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what? No, it's really difficult when you're playing a game like that, because obviously on Thumb Culture we don't do any spoilers, so you're not required to play the story through to 100%. And if you're only given like 2 or 3 days till the game's release, you can't really play it to full release. So you go one of two ways. You can either do like a review in progress, which we do try and avoid, because review in progress just basically sounds like you're just trying to get the hits, basically. Or you just play through it enough to be able to give your opinion of like the first portion of the game, but you can always update the review afterwards, if you so fit. But a lot of the team, there are a few guys on the team that would play it all the way through, or as much as possible, to basically give a proper idea of what's going on. So it really depends on the game, because obviously The Last of Us is going to be incredibly involved. Plus, obviously, you need to play it up to any of the points where you've got all of the controversy.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that too.
As well. So you've got to play through those bits, I would imagine. So yeah. So I don't envy the person that's going to be doing that review. I'm going to say right now it won't be me. I mean, I'll be lucky if we do manage to get Ghost of Tsushima. I'll be lucky if I manage to review that one as well. I mean, these guys that do these writing for me, they don't have to get some good games. I mean, it takes the mick, really. I mean, there's
Spoiling
me.
them.
Yeah. You know, we've just put a request into 2K for a bunch of games as well. I mean, I'm not saying we'll get all of these. Who did the SnowRunner review? This guy. Although those thumbs were quite blurry. So, but I think it's time that we give the star of the show his moment in the sun. So let's blame Joe.
It's your fault.
Yeah, let's move on to Joe, shall we?
Aye.
So Joe,
Aye.
yeah, the snow runner that doesn't have snow. That's it. Yeah,
It does. I've just not got that far
it
yet.
doesn't have it. For a game to be called Snow Runner to only have 1 out of 3 regions.
Spoilers. I'm not that far yet.
It's quite obvious. You've obviously gone onto the menus and looked through the different areas.
A little bit.
Yeah, you know, and not to have snow in all of the areas, I think is a bit of a cop out, but it doesn't detract from the games. So this is Joe's moment to basically tell us about him, what he does. We all know that he is a streamer, and he streams for on the Rebellion channel. You've done some Team 17 stuff as well, haven't you? As well.
Yep.
But
And
I was going to say, tell us your story. You know, why do you stream and all that kind of stuff? I know it's a bit of a open question, but feel free We've got 14 minutes left. Feel free to spend
blimey,
a bit
speed
longer
run.
if you want to.
Hi, I'm Joe. It's like a dating profile, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Basically, everyone's like going to get ready to swipe left.
Oh,
Just be
is that
nice.
good or bad?
I don't know, actually. Stu?
Do we
I
swipe?
have no idea. No idea.
Someone in chat, let me know. Are you swiping left or right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
yep, I play video games badly on the internet. And people
There we go.
watch.
The end.
Ta-da! No, I guess I've been doing this since 2017, and I think I know what all the buttons on the Stream Deck do now. So that's good. What did I start? I started because I've always been a fan of, YouTubers. It was mainly YouTubers back in the day, because I wasn't too familiar with the streaming aspect. I didn't really watch Twitch. I just watched YouTube. Mainly Nerdcubed, Many a True Nerd, Two Best Friends Play. But I never had the confidence back then. I wasn't loud, I was shy and reserved, and I had terrible internet. So that kind of was a big stumbling block, as you'd imagine. But then I moved out.
Yeah.
Turns out we
don't know.
we have good internet now. I have a PC, and one day I just thought, how do you stream? And then I pressed some buttons, and then this happened. I'm here now. Hi. So yeah, nothing's changed. Exactly. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I
Still
think.
shine quiet. Are you sure, Platinum? You go back and watch my first ever streams on YouTube of me playing Theme Hospital. It's not good.
Do you often do that then? Do you often like reflect on where you've come from and things like that?
Yeah.
Because I don't. Do you know? That's a lie. So just to sidetrack slightly, obviously we started on Twitch a couple of years ago when I officially took over at Thumb Culture and what have you. But then last year we took a year out and moved across to D Live for a little while. I took a bit of time out because my son was born. And then when I came back, we moved across to D Live, and we did well over on D Live. I think our numbers were pretty good. Yeah. We did all right.
Yeah.
But now moving back to Twitch, we found that getting that momentum back, like before, we were getting sort of 20 viewer streams and things like that, and what have you. And I know a lot of it is down to networking and things like that. But now it's that thing where you come back to something and you forget how difficult it was to get to that point, and effectively we've started again. So currently we've got 11 viewers is what Slobs is saying in the viewers, and what have you, and that's great numbers for us.
That's probably the highest we've had on a pod.
Yeah, but and obviously it's because Joe's here. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you reflect
Jackson Miller,
on,
right?
well, that's it. When you reflect on your old streams, do you often sort of think, right, well, do you look at your mannerisms on the screen, or do you look at how you were reacting to chat? Do you what do you look at when you're trying to sort of reflect and maybe improve on things?
I guess it's always been an iterative process. Always looking back, making tiny changes, like, oh, that overlay's blocking this part of the screen. This bit could be improved. Panels, don't start me on panels below the stream that no one looks at. I've had many versions of those, and constantly, ooh, should it have round borders? Should it have square borders?
But they're very important panels.
It's a weird perfectionist thing I seem to have found myself in, which isn't a bad thing, but yeah, it's always looking at something a week or so down the line thinking, do I still like it? Could it be better?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Even now I'm still adding things.
Yeah.
Annoyingly.
I mean, obviously, because when I said to Stu and Dan, who was going to be on tonight originally, that you were coming on tonight, obviously me and Dan have spoken to you before and things like this, whereas Stu basically was like, I have no idea who he is, which is great because it's good to have that, that thing. And in fairness, obviously, I knew of you, Joe, for quite a while, but I think it's only been since, like we've had conversations and stuff in the past on Twitter and stuff, but it's only really been since getting the Wraith sponsorship here at TC that we've actually had that more interaction kind of thing. And I have to say, like, what Joe's streams do is they're incredibly like slick, and all your guys that come and watch your streams and things like that, they'll probably slag you off and what have you, but they are incredibly slick. They do, you know, it does a lot of good things with emotes and commands in chat and things like that. And obviously, you know, I will be picking your brain on how you do certain things, because I think they're good things to have. Like when we used to do our streams, I used to have interactive GIFs and all sorts of stuff going on. And then obviously I threw my toys out of the pram and said that I was quitting streaming and deleted all that folder on my computer.
And here you are now.
And here I am now, streaming again, back for your visual enjoyments. Coral, how you doing? Welcome in, my dear. But so when you're streaming, obviously everybody that knows you knows that you've got a partner and a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so how do you balance all of your family life and things like that? Do you find it easy to balance it all, or is it sometimes a bit of a challenge?
Mrs. Joe might say otherwise at this point, but yeah, I've got into a good routine because she's 11 months old now. She goes to bed most nights 7 p.m. My schedule's always been 8 p.m. well 10. It kind of worked itself out. Obviously, when she was born, there was a few weeks where I just said, no, I'm off. I'm looking after this small thing, this fragile thing. I need to make sure it stays alive and likes me. So yeah, it just kind of fell back into the swing of things. At first it was fun because we were in a 1-bedroom flat and the bedroom was like one wall away.
Yeah.
And obviously late night playing video games, getting quite excited. Dangerous with a sleeping child.
Did you find that every stream became a ASMR stream?
Maybe.
And where you
Look,
kind of...
Mrs. Joe's spilling the truth.
Is it? And then you kind of get a little bit excited, and then you have to remember that there's a wall there. Because I used to do the same kind of thing when I first started on Twitch. I was in the next room to where my wife slept, and this was before we had my son, and who's now taken my office room. So I'm now in the kitchen, and you almost have to try and be careful of getting excited, because you know full well that you'll get excited and then there'll be like a crying baby or
an annoyed missus.
Yeah, I used to get the text message saying, I can hear you. That was it. I can hear you. And then you're just like, oh no. I'm going to be on breakfast in the morning. So he used to say he's off for a shower and then reappear 2 hours later as he got distracted by his PC.
It's easily done. It's got pretty lights on it.
Oh, he's an RBG fan, Stu.
Oh,
yeah.
Say no to RGB. Say no to RGB.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
I mean the keyboard's fine because it might have a problem because it shines in the dark.
I mean, mine's... I hate the fact that this blur thing... I've got to blur it because my background is messy. It's not actually that bad. But, you know, I'm going to have to start doing that. That's it. Just text him. I can hear you. Or even just like
my phone's over there. I don't pay attention to it.
I try not to. But
he just comes in chat and says, are you still up?
And you're like, well, yeah. So where... So in terms of your streaming and your channel kind of thing, what would you say is your most favourite part of your channel? And you're not allowed to say the chat.
I guess right now,
As his camera froze.
Is it me or?
I think he's frozen over that, or he's having a really good think.
He is thinking hard.
He is thinking really hard. I mean, that is a great screenshot right there, isn't it? Right.
It is, isn't it?
So whilst Joe gets himself settled back in, I'm going to ask the chat. So all the guys that watch Joe's stream, what is the favourite part of his stream that you enjoy most? It can, you know.
That is an interesting place to.
That is unfortunate. He's back. There we go.
Remind me to shout at VT.
Oh, it's alright. Don't worry.
It's no.
Yeah, favourite part of the thing. You didn't actually get to it. You basically went. You went like a thinking face.
Yeah, it's quite hilarious actually.
Yeah.
Oh, timed it to
It was very apt. Very apt.
It was. I mean, we were kind of sat there waiting to see whether or not you were just still thinking. You know, just sat really still.
I unplugged it so I could have a moment to think.
Hmm.
I said to myself, taking a game like SnowRunner, which I've never played before in my life, only seen like the day before playing this game, and sharing my first experience of it with whoever decided to come along and watch. Or recently playing, what was it? I did all the GTA 4s again. GTA 4 DLC. Going back to a game I loved as a kid. I look young, blah, blah, blah. And then replaying it to see how it's aged. And then share it with people who might not have played it at the time. It's kind of, yeah, I guess showing off games I enjoy.
Yeah. No, I'd go with that. I think that's one of the keys for streaming, though, isn't it? I think if you have to play a game that you actually enjoy playing. So yeah, bear with me a sec. My bitrate is all of a sudden just going a bit dodgy.
Is everyone's internet dying?
Yeah. The internet is dying a death. Obviously, we can still hear each other and what have you, but yeah, I can just see my bitrate on the Twitch doodah just tanking.
Having a heart attack.
Nah, it's one of them, yeah. Unfortunately, internet at the moment is not great. But I don't want to lower my bitrate. That's the thing. I use 5K bitrate at the moment. So yeah, so your guys in the chat have basically said that your enthusiasm and the energy is one of the things that is what's it called? One of the things that they enjoy about your channel, which is great. I think that's a great thing to have. And apparently, you also said you didn't expect to like SnowRunner as much.
Yeah. I guess when you think of streaming, you are a source of entertainment. You can't be sat there flat, bored, looking miserable, can you?
No, that's it.
It's like radio. You can't have dead air.
Yeah.
You've got to.
Yeah, and we know that from doing this podcast as well. We've come a long way since our first podcast, and you know, but it's great fun. You know, you has hiccups. I know we has hiccups, but the bitrate seems to be leveling back out slightly according to Twitch, which is good.
Just kick it.
Yeah, just give it a whack. You know what? I mean, if all of those people that are furloughed could stop streaming,
I know, that would be nice.
That would be.
Miss Joe downstairs watching Netflix.
I dread to think why my internet's going Pete Tong. Who knows? But I think with streaming, you have to, like you say, you have to have that enthusiasm, and you have to bring something fresh to things. I think a lot of people they get worried about streaming certain games, and you see it on Facebook, you see it on Discord. People asking, well, what game should I play? What game should I play? Well, just play whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
People that come to watch you, they don't necessarily come for the game as much. If you can entertain them yourself, then great. You know, that for me is where I think people miss a trick.
That's a term variety streamer for you.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's great if you can just play one game, but I would be bored out of my mind if I just played one game.
How long's Ninja been going?
Well, yeah, but I think, for us, we kind of missed the boat when it came to getting one of those big streamers and big YouTubers.
He was on Justin TV, wasn't
he? Yeah, that's it. So it's,
aging it.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? But it is good fun. It is good fun, and we all enjoy what we do. I found Joe in 2018. There you go. Platinum found you in 2018 through 2 Point Hospital. Has it been that long since that game came out?
Yep.
I didn't think it was that old.
Jesus, wow. I've had it since new. And never played it.
Oh, for shame.
I know.
I have it on Game Pass, and I've played it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Let me go to Steam. Let's look at my hours played. Lots.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely so nice some streamers I watch for the person rather than the game, as it's nice to just chill out with them. Well, I will reassure you that the Thumb Culture streams are definitely chilled out. Especially on a Sunday when I'm racing.
Racing well or racing?
Racing wheel, steering wheel, F1. They're not chilled out streams.
No. I have that game. I have a steering wheel. I daren't.
Well, I was fortunate enough to get a Fanatec CSL Elite steering wheel set up from Fanatec when we first sort of did this a couple of years ago. So that's my wheel, which is super tasty, and Joe's now Googling it.
I'm now Googling, yep. Mrs. Joe won't allow that, I'm afraid.
No, I've also got the F1 Esports steering wheel rim. So Ogre met you through the Rebellion community, and Mrs. Joe found you in 2013 and can't get rid of you.
Yeah, I was just on a step.
Yeah, that's it. But it has now. What's the time doing? Where's the time on this thing? Where's the time on? Oh my god.
10:02 p.m. I got.
Yeah. So we have now been going for an hour. So Joe, the last thing to do is to let everybody know, and obviously the people in the chat know you already, but this is for the people that are going to be listening to the podcast in
the big
post.
bad world.
Yeah, in the post thingy realm. Tell them where they can find you.
If you go to JoeR247.com, that's my website. I've got a website. Go there. You'll find everything. But predominantly, you'll find me on Twitter and Twitch. Just go to them, the homepage, and in the search bar, put JoeR247. JOE, there's an E in there. Don't make that mistake. I get very angry when people say JO. But yeah, JoeR247. Search for me. You'll see an icon, like a tan icon with some red and blue letters in it. Just click on that. Hit follow. You'll have a good time.
I like it. I have to concur. You will have a good time if you do not follow. If you don't follow Joe, yeah, you'll have a great time if you don't follow him. Yeah, and let me see if I can get this right.
Oh, that looks good to me.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Go click that.
If you don't follow Joe and you're in the chat, go and click that. Click him a follow. Check him out. He streams relatively regularly.
Every other day.
Exactly, and yeah, he's a stand-up guy. And he's also from the north of UK.
Up north as well. Go
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
All up north.
Whereabouts, Joe?
Between Leeds and Huddersfield.
Okay.
Not a million miles away.
No, you're not a million miles away. Don't forget TikTok. Don't even start on TikTok. Please.
I am on TikTok now.
You're on TikTok.
Yeah, we were on about that. I think I've been told off by TikTok. Do you know we were on about the Saints Row purple thing?
Oh yeah, you got one of your videos
They
banned.
shouted at me for that.
I mean, you are. I mean, in fairness, I mean, my 11-year-old daughter is on TikTok.
Yeah, I forgot it's aimed at children.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It does make me laugh the amount of adults that are on there doing dances and stuff like that. But you know, each to their own.
Down the Sniper Elite Nutshot videos, so.
Well, there you go. Like I say, each to their own. I mean, I'm sure that there are many reasons why you would use TikTok. I'm not quite at that point yet where I'm thinking that's a viable option for me.
I think I've got 3 followers on it, so if you want to add to that,
well,
let's go.
Do you know what? I've got my phone right here. I've got my TikTok account. I'm just going to point out my TikTok account is for my daughter. I can keep an eye on what her videos are. For no other reason, I promise.
Oh, my phone's just flashed.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, someone else following me then. Good.
Boom.
They're all coming in droves now.
Boom. There we go.
Follow fast.
You've now got 4. But no.
It's a successful day.
As I say, if you've never catched any of Joe's streams, catch one of his streams. Check out his clips and stuff that he posts onto Twitter as well. You know, once all of this stuff is over, Joe, we are going to be arranging a TC trip to the arcade club, possibly in Leeds.
The Leeds one. Nice.
The Leeds one. Either that or a night out at the Pixel Bar in Leeds.
What's this?
So
I'm good.
Some travelling for me, but that's all fine.
Yeah, this is it. It's the crazy thing. I'm only up the road in Rochdale. Crazy.
Small world.
It is a very small world. There's so many people up in the north. But that brings us to a nice close to our lovely podcast. Thank you to all of the viewers that have joined in to come and see Joe tonight and to hear his thoughts on news and stuff. Thank you for your follows. We appreciate it here at Thumb Culture. We are heading towards that 900 mark. We're currently on 868 followers. And we will start doing the dancing soon. No cookies for you. And yeah, we are getting close to that 900 mark, which, you know, is a good milestone for us. But obviously, check us out. We stream on a Sunday night is the Thumb Culture Racing League. Join us for some good banter and good racing. I like to say it's some action with traction. Tuesday, obviously, is the TC Talks podcast. And sometimes, depending on how it's all gone, I stay on afterwards. Tonight, I'll probably call it a night and just play some games off stream. And then, obviously, the other one is Thursday, which at the moment is our TC Talks quiz night. But after the quiz night this week, I will be streaming Polybridge 2, which I'm kind of looking forward to, being an ex-bridge engineer. See how well I can build bridges.
Could be interesting. See how you cock it up.
Oh, I will cock it up royally. But apparently it's got Twitch integration. So I'm intrigued to see how that works. You know, maybe changing my steel into cheese or something like that.
That'd be interesting.
Exclamation mark cheese in chat.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have that one. I know, but we've got this one.
Joe, it's your fault.
The thing is, Joe is wondering what the sound effect is.